Emilio, the honey badger, Urrutia!
Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Honey Badger Hour. This episode of the Honey Badger Hour podcast is brought to you by the original Clippers Barbershop. We're live. I'm here with the man of the hour, the legend of Phuket, the man.
Yeah.
I call him Nostradamus, bro. The man who saw it all. He had a dream, and it's all coming true. The CEO, the mastermind behind the infamous FightCircus, the OG of Phuket MMA, the MMA innovator, the man who's bringing the funk, the big man, John Nutt, back for the second time.
Exactly.
What's
Notice all those
happening
bombs that I just dropped there. You know what I mean? That was a heck of an intro. That was almost as good as like one of my intros type of thing. Hey-o. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was always good. Yep. Joe just came in. Remember that I got kids. I'm not just like a horrible human being. Yep, Joe's right there. He just got a great haircut. And my other little boy, Carter, is coming in. He just got his second haircut of his life. Right?
Oh,
That's how time works. That's how time works. Because like my missus was pregnant with that boy when you were back here living in the rubber tapping trees.
That's
right.
right.
You need me to talk about this is adult talk. We're going adult talk, Joe.
I think he was just born.
Just born.
I think we were
just
training.
Born.
We were training. I think we trained the day before he was born. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, he's a
coach.
coach.
And by training, you hanging out and ripping bees.
Yeah. He's a coach. That was my best sessions. That was my best client of my life, bro. 3 Bs and a 15-minute in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. There it is. So yeah, all good things, man. All good things. Good to see you doing very well as well. If I'm taking over your podcast type of thing, I would like to know a question on your end, and that would be: are you going to Australia now that they've just announced Izzy versus Strickland, right? And then there's like, Kai's on there, and Tai Tuivasa is on there. And so all the boys are on that card as of right now. I mean, I don't know if Hooker will be able to be even healed up yet, but like they'll all be there. Do you know what I mean? Are you gonna head out to the land down under?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna look for some Fight Week exclusives for sure. I think what I need to do is I need to look for some investors. You know what I mean? And try to start to do this right, like in a more business point. And then, but if I can find somebody that maybe wants to like put their product on those interviews, you know what I mean? I could for sure get some Fight Week exclusives, 100%.
Of course. And that's what you should do. That's what you should be doing, is going out and selling it like you were selling sponsorships for a fighter, but selling a sponsorship for content provision. And this is what you're going to get, and this is where you're going to get it, that type of thing. And obviously, dude, I see your stuff. You know, Facebook obviously has you in my algorithm, so I see your stuff all the time. I put it in my little MMA group. And it's great to see you grow, and it's great to see people like Claudia Diaz and all those people like coming up on your show as well.
Yeah, I try to get all the Thailand locals on here 100. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yo, speaking of Thailand locals, I was just out in Las Vegas, so I just did like an around the world trip, and I just got back, and we went to Dubai. We went then to L.A., did like 4 days in L.A., went to the Comedy Store there a bunch, ran into a bunch of funny people, got stories galore on that. But then went to Vegas for like 4 days of like FightCircus related meetings and whatnot. And we went to Extreme Couture, and I knew the whole gym. It was crazy how many Thailand trained Casey O'Neill, Jeremy Kennedy, Jose Shorty Torres. Just the list went on and on and on. It was really fun to like run into that many people on that side of the globe who like knew, like rocking Bung Tao shirts. You know what I mean? Rocking Team Quest shirts. Crazy.
How funny. I went to, I was just in Vegas for the Volkanovski fight, and same thing, bro.
Yes.
It was crazy. It was like being in Thailand. Vegas was Thailand after. I was talking to this guy, Ian, on the pod too. He was from Thailand. And he was saying he trained in Vegas too. A lot of people have been training in Vegas for the last for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, when Thailand shut down, everybody went to Vegas.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, it was funny talking to Casey O'Neill, especially like, the visa issues came up, the pandemic was going on. I had the opportunity. Why wouldn't I take it? Why wouldn't you take it? Of course, But it was funny shooting a music video with you to a Thai ska song, having you dance, your butt off with Jamaica and all the rest of the girls during the pandemic. You know what I mean? So like,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, man. I mean, and like Cody Garbrandt was there, and like he was discussing, how Phuket top team is and how things are, and how's Tiger and how's the soy and. Patchy Mix, and that was weird. It was interesting people that like are all on a large level talking about Thailand. So that was fun. That was fun. You want another good story?
Yeah.
Little good story. And when I say little, that is a pun. But on our first night, we went to the Comedy Store, and we're all like talking FightCircus. And we have Rampage that we're meeting the next day, and we have Jason Mayhem Miller who just got out of the joint who we're meeting. And we get there, and Henrik, my partner. He comes back from the bathroom and he's like, "You guys want to see Peter Dinklage?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to see Peter Dinklage. I'm Game of Thrones. Who doesn't want to see Peter Dinklage?" And my other boys are like, "Yeah, I'm cool with seeing Peter Dinklage. You go check out Peter Dinklage." So I'm like, "I'm going to check out Peter Dinklage." So I roll around the corner and I see the mob like around him and all the selfies going on and all that. And I walk up and it's not Peter Dinklage. It's comedian Brad Williams, who does a whole spot about how everybody confuses him for being Peter Dinklage and how he told Henrik that he was Peter Dinklage. And and then we all shared good laughter and talked about whether or not he could be on FightCircus in the future.
Oh man, it's happening, man. It's happening, Big John. How's it been? When's the next FightCircus coming up on the show?
September 3rd. September 3rd is where we're going. I mean, like less than a month away. We got Felony Charles Bennett.
Yes.
Good old Crazy Horse. Doesn't like to be called Crazy Horse, by the way.
Kid
Felony
Chaos?
is on.
What's his nickname now? Kid Chaos or Felony's his nickname?
He's still going Felony, which suits our show. Dude, we're going above and beyond this show because like we're doing a musical, and I really am doing a musical. This would be like if South Park got into MMA. So like I have 7 songs that we've made all about the Running Man, the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic. All you want to do is ride around Buzzsaw, ride, right? Peter from Happy Jacks looks exactly like Dynamo.
Yes,
he's wearing the whole costume. And he's doing Pavarotti. Like he's doing an operatic, oh, man, So like we're taking it like super serious. We have 3 of our movie scenes that are going into the movie or going into the show. The show is literally a 4.5-hour production.
This episode of the Honey Badger Hour podcast is brought to you by the Original Clippers Barbershop, located on 14227 South Dixie Highway. Make an appointment today. You can find them on the Booksy booking app or call 305-964-7882. More than 20 plus years in the game. And that's the Original Clippers Barbershop. Master barbers for a master fighter.
And again, like we got 4 dance routines and 7 songs that go between 9 fights and like 3 kind of gimmicky show fights. You know what I mean? And again, topped off by a co-main event of Nong Rose coming back. And she's gonna be dressed Barbie style, Barbenheimer going at it, and finalizing with the main event of Felony Charles Bennett versus 2 people fighting MMA symmetrical. Right. Right.
And what about Bang and No Money? What about Bank and No Money?
We'll see if they're the two. We'll know in a few days.
They're pretty good, bro. That'll be a tough fight for Charles.
That is what we want for Charles. That is what we want. We are in discussions. They're negotiating a little bit, which is fun. Fun and fine. They deserve it. So they're negotiating a little bit, and I'm okay with that. And we're probably gonna get them on. I think that'll be the 2 that goes against him. There is another option, but obviously everybody wants Bank and No Money. They're the MMA symmetrical champions of the world, right? Obviously everybody wants them back. We got some other fun, crazy ones that are going to go on though. We got a Sub-Zero fight.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
We're gonna take Sub-Zero from the movie and have him fight a prisoner, right? But
wait, what do you mean Sub-Zero from the movie? Which Sub-Zero? The real actor?
Remember the movie? Remember the large Japanese man that could cut people into sushi with his hockey stick?
Yeah.
So, dude, that's gonna be wearing like that outfit.
Okay.
Okay. And we got him boxing, 4-ounce gloves, right? Small MMA gloves. He's boxing, and they're boxing on a slicked up vinyl. A vinyl that has K1 jelly just all over it, lubricating the heck out of it, so that they'll be slipping and sliding like they're running on ice. Billy Joel, you know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
So they'll be everywhere. So like, we're not forgetting about the Fight Circus by going into this musical.
Yeah.
But we are converging shows, if you will. Like, I just got back from Vegas, and it was really, really eye-opening. The talks, the business meetings that I were into were all much more about like how much content I can do over a year. Like, if I'm here, what can I do? We went to an amazing show called Absinthe, which I would highly suggest like everybody go to. Which like basically everybody was like, "Yo, your show is like Absinthe with fights." And now that I've seen Absinthe, I totally get why. The other one is everybody like calls us like Baker's Madhouse plus fights. And those are shows that now that I'm learning about it and I'm learning what their models are, where they were going after revenue and things of that nature, it's a lot more fun for me. And like, I think again, if I could do stuff that's like, I told you this before, man, like since leaning into spectacle instead of sport, since leaning into entertainment instead of sport, like I don't have to deal with any of the politics, any of the drama, any of that. The finances are coming a lot better because my demographic has opened up so much. Women now like really like Fight Circus. You know what I mean? You'll see our interaction. It's not just dudes anymore. And by the way, like when we were in the States, it was all young people. Like I think of it as all being like my age people, 30 to 50-year-olds that like what I'm doing because I'm doing 80s action movie type of stuff. But when we were there, like there were 17-year-old kids that knew who I was in Vegas. There was weird people in London that knew.
Then the kid from like 16, like.
Yeah, this kid was 16 years old. He was like, "You're the guy that fought 2 people. Fight Circus rules."
You know what's crazy, John? They don't even know that's not even the first time you've done that. Announced a fight and then fought. They don't even know you've been done that. You know what I'm saying? You did it on my fight card, dog. They don't even know that you've done this for real. It's like, you got to just blow up one. You got to have, they got to be able to tell the story about how you even, this idea, like, yo, how did the idea come of fighting people on your own show? I was like, well, like, is that how it kind of birthed from, did that idea kind of birth from there or what?
Well, I mean, again, like as soon as I could do everything that like we wanted to do, you know what I mean? Like the pandemic was really good for me. I had a great pandemic.
Yo,
I had a wonderful pandemic. You know what I mean?
Isn't it crazy that the pandemic really like brought out like, yo, your back was against the wall and it's just like nothing was better for you, you handled it, man. Like, and it was a crazy situation. What kind of happened considering where you were at, like having an MMA show in Thailand, and then with these guys trying to buy up everybody and kind of like monopolizing the game for you. You know what I mean? It was like, bro, the fact that you were, how long did it take you to think about like, so what, the pandemic happened, right? I remember when you told us about Fight Circus in the couch in the podcast when we were like in season 1, you know, and I remember you talking about it like Fight Island. You said and I was and bro, and so what made you think about?
Now I hang out with like the mayor and the Orbital, right? Well, again, like
how did the idea spur? What was the spur for you? Like what motivated it?
What motivated it was, again, talking to people outside of like the real industry that were talking about like what they wanted. And most people wanted stuff that couldn't be done by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. To be honest with you, USA couldn't do shows. Remember, so I brought the first bare knuckle boxing show over here as well. But we were talking with other people about, doing Letway over here. We did 2 shows for Letway in Chiang Mai during the pandemic, and Fight Circus was born out of that. We couldn't do these other shows. And I was basically, remember how long I've been in this. And I've worked as like an authority for multiple organizations and doing multiple stuff. And I have a good enough name that people know that I'm not going to take advantage of the fighters. I'm going to help everybody out medically, right? If you get injured, it's on this. So I told you a long time ago, exhibition fights are kind of where it's at because there's actually technically some more money in it for promoters, and there's a bigger crowd that watches it. No offense to the hardcore fans, but like the market is oversaturated. There's a UFC every week. And if you're not into the UFC and you're really into the hardcore and you're following Brave and One and KSW and PFL.
It's like 4 fights a week.
Bro, like what's sad is like it's my industry. Like I've helped out and I've grown it and I've worked for Fox and I've done all that stuff. I don't think I can name all the UFC champions right now. I definitely can't name all the PFL champions. Definitely can't name all the One champions, Rising champions. Think about it. Like you're in the mix, Emilio. You're like a part of this too. How many champions can you actually name? And I'm going across all organizations. You know what I mean?
Obviously, all, bro. It's
right?
It's few and far in between, man. Across all, you know what I mean? Like across all, for sure, bro. I can barely name you. I can name the champions, but man, it's tough. You know, like now that I brought the podcast back, I've been having to watch more fights. So when I do like fight companions and stuff like that, to trying to be more on it. You know what I mean?
Of course, but you do understand what I mean in terms of the sport being somewhat saturated, and so you know that I'm a forward-thinking dude, and like I've always done this with like a grain of salt in terms of I've literally always thought like you talked about. That the story of us and the throwing of the shows was more fun. So my business model has never been the same way you've been thinking. I never went out and raised a huge amount of capital that I couldn't pay back or promised things that I couldn't to certain sponsors that I've gotten on board, right? So I've done everything pretty clean. And then this show comes up and the margins are amazing. So like everybody always asks me, like, are you going to go back to doing Full Metal Dojo shows? Yeah, I will in the future when it's needed and when like there's finances there. But right now I'm finding so much more in the entertainment sector and doing this that why would I shift now? You know, I'm talking to Rampage about fighting more Siamese twins kickboxing and fighting 2 people. I'm talking to Tyson Fury about hunting people with like paintball guns to see who fights. You know what I mean? We're talking with like power lifters about doing like midget tossing for real. You know, ladyboy chicken fights. The list goes on and on and on, right? It also like, as you know, I'm a creative. You know that it's not gonna like. There's an infinite amount of possibilities.
Wow. When did you realize? When did the show start to take off? Where you realized, oh, I got something here. Like, was it after the first show right away that it was a success, or when? Because you got the TV on
no.
Fight TV.
We felt it. Yeah, we felt it when we did the first ones, and we rocked it on Camp Soda for those first 2, 3. We felt it. We knew because the thing is like, you know, by being out here that I'm educated towards the WLC and KunLun, worked in China forever, worked in Myanmar forever, and those guys again, like they were like trying to establish themselves and value themselves as like a $20 million company, and they're paying the WLC fighters good cash. Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting here right next to Norbert, WLC.
Worked with WLC before.
Yeah, he worked on WLC before with me. And, you know, you're giving a guy in Burma $10,000, which he should totally get, 300,000 baht, right? But their tickets cost 80 cents, right, to go to the show. Most of the people that go there can't afford a Coca-Cola, right? So the return on the investment of the fight show is really, really hard to make back here. I got like 30,000 people that really like us in America, right? It's a smaller group. That's all, they have money that they're willing to spend on the fighters and the fight cards and the sponsorships and the rest of it. They have an earning power. They have a purchasing power, right? So it's just been a lot easier. And you know that I can mess with the margins because I can put certain, like I could never have Rampage, right?
Yeah.
Fight a real fight on my card for the type of money that I'm giving. But I can give him some really good cash to have like the best time he's ever had in Thailand and fight like a fake fight that's not going to go on his record. It's a gimmick. Like everybody still loves it. He's getting punched in the head. He's punching somebody else in the head. But nobody's like putting their soul on the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it works out. Like again, if I wanted Tyson Fury, I'd have to pay him, tens of millions of dollars to have a boxing fight. If I want him on Fight Circus to hunt two human beings, do a karaoke, and smash a pie in my face, I can get that done for you feel me. He still costs money, but we got that type of money. And by the way, like we're doing great. So
how did the idea for Siamese twin boxing come about?
Dude, that was a complete joke. It was a complete joke. It was a complete joke. We did it at the plaza on the soy, and we did it we belted people together the first time. Second time we did it, we put plastic wrap, saran wrap around them, and there was a knockout, and we found out that was really bad because you got to cut through the shirt and the saran wrap to get them out. So we had the ambulance there. We learn as we go.
Hold on. A guy got knocked out and fell down from Siamese boxing, and you had to cut him out unconscious.
While he was attached to another human being. So that dude went down too. And they're both lying on the ground, and one of them's like out, and one of them's like, ahia, wah, and just swearing in Thai, right? And then, we had to cut open their shirts and cut open the thing. And it was lucky that we had the ambulance there and had the scissors and had the people there because, you know that I don't play around with that. We don't do no, like, street beefs. I don't know if Street Beefs has an ambulance. I'm sure they do. They're legitimate. But there's other organizations that don't have anything, and we take care of everybody. And again, I've only seen 2 knockouts in Siamese twin kickboxing. It's not like the ratio is that high.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we have Letway on the great thing about Fight Circus for me is I get to play the cards like a DJ. Like it go really hardcore fight, Letway fight. You know what I mean? Then Siamese twins kickboxing, then Indian leg wrestling, then Wheel of Violence, which is actually violent. You know what I mean? Then you know what I mean? Some bare knuckle boxing between a grab guy. Then Nong Rose, intergender.
Intergender. You got an intergender Muay Thai.
Yeah, bro. Why wouldn't you? It's 2023, dude. You know what I mean?
Can you do 2 for 2? Can you do 2-on-2 real MMA fight? Has there ever been to like Russian style, or is that too much? Or is that too much like realness for the? No, it's been done. It's been done. I think there should be 2 referees in the ring, so you got to do it in a 6x6 at least. We'll do it. We know that we'll do it. We have a tag team on this card, but it's a guy and a girl. They pick who they're going to go against, and then they pick what it is that they go in terms of style of fight. So we'll see what happens with that as well. We're not fighting them both at the same time, though, in terms of real tag team. I think that we'll do it in the future. Nice. And then, so when did you get the idea for the Siamese twin boxing with Sloppy Balboa against
Bob Sapp?
Against Bob Sapp, yeah. That was legendary. Yeah. What was his name?
Two-baller Rap Sapp Creed. Right?
Did you get
against Sloppy Balboa?
How did you guys sorry?
The original name, and Woody was with me, and Woody was like, I don't know if that's gonna go. And it was funny because he put it in my mind, and I was like, I don't know why it would go. But we originally were calling him Honky Balboa. And Rampage did not want to call anybody Honky Balboa.
Yeah. But Sloppy Balboa was great.
Yeah, Sloppy Balboa was fantastic.
How was the fight? How did you feel? How were the punches? The punches were legit or what? How hard were they hitting you, bro? Oh my God.
Well, I mean, Rampage busted my ribs. So he clearly was hitting. I think it's funny that he apologized at one point during the fight. I laid one on Bob Sapp, right square in the nose, and then laid a jab on him, and you could see that he turned red. You know what I mean? I sparred a little too hard type of thing, and he went boom, boom, and he hits me with both, and I'm like, oh, and you can hear me lose breath, and you can hear him go, oh, sorry, man. And I'm like, a little too late there, broken rib. That's on the floater, you know? So yeah, they were hitting. Woody was having fun. Like Woody was having a good time. Woody was taking licks and dishing out shots as well. I think we both know that I had like a fifth of vodka, right? So like, I wasn't gonna go the distance, you know. I think we kind of knew that personally I was only gonna take so much punishment. I don't know about those guys, but like clearly Rampage can take more punishment than me and dish out more punishment. So once he blasted me in the ribs, and I knew that like I was like, I'm not gonna step it up anymore. It was kind of like it was 1 for 1. Like we were dishing them out and taking them, but you get to a point where like it becomes a real fight.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's going to beat my ass.
They got to.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. So that was enough. Enough of that.
When did you find out that the Fury Clan was gonna go to the last show? Was it the last show that they were at?
Yeah, I've been working with the company, High Life Management, which is this woman that used to work at Insanity in Bangkok. Like, so I've known her for like over a decade. Lucy Tavers, she's great. And I worked a couple, like they did a football show. This guy Paul Gascoigne, who's like super famous for having his crotch grabbed by Vinnie Jones from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. If you remember that movie and Snatch and all those films. So they had him, they had Ricky Hatton, and then they let me know that they had Tyson Fury coming, and were wondering if I could get anything on board. Zombie Dust, they were a sponsor. They have to deal with like all these different stem cell things they're into, and different lotions for fighters, like Prickly Heat or you know, Ben Gay type of stuff, getting rashes, all that type of stuff. They decided to come on board last minute, and so we were able to make it happen. And I'll tell you what, Tyson Fury, again, like on a know you're doing your artwork right, he and his dad were like, that was the best show like we've ever been to. And I was like, you say that to everybody. You say that to every promoter. And he was like, no, every promoter brings us to C and D League like boxing at like gyms. Like you don't know how many times we have to go to ballrooms and see like low level amateur boxing and white collar boxing when my son is like the heavyweight champion of the world, but nobody brings us to see people put their foot in a tire or Wheel of Violence or again, like all this weird midget dancing, you know, that's going on. And again, he got into it, man. He's such a showman.
Yeah.
Grabbed the mic, felt comfortable, knew who everybody in the show was, made fun of our DJ, made fun of Luke and Teddy, like was like, you two Muppets, you know, like shut your gaff, you know, like he was straight comedy, dude. And you know, he told me to take my cock out. He's like, take your cock out, take your cock out, take your cock out for the boys. It's like, you're making it awkward here. You're making it awkward.
Take your cock out for the boys. Yeah. I heard him start singing that.
Yeah. It was like, what's going on here? Like, for me, like, that was my birthday, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Oh, wow. How was the show? Did a lot of people... Where are the shows at now? Where are the Full Metal shows? Where are the FightCircus shows at?
So we're really trying to go after that Vince McMahon business model in terms of like structuring where the show and the development of the promotion goes. So we've joint ventured and teamed up with Illusion, which you know is like the number 15 club in the world, Patong Beach, on Bang La. And Illusions is awesome. So we plan on trying to do basically like one every other month there, right? We're going October 31st, which is Halloween, and we're going December 16th at Illusion. And those will be like our fight nights. That'd be like our Monday Night Raw. If you're Vince McMahon. If you're Dana White, that's our fight night. Now, our Dana White Contenders Series, or our Thursday Night SmackDown, is going to happen at the Junkyard Theater, which is a lot more intimate show, a lot smaller, but it comes with like, they make the entire place out of recycled material, recycled metal and everything. It's got a lot of character. It's an actual playhouse with like an actual theater and an actual stage and curtains and dancers and entertainers. And so that's going to be like where we test things out. And I plan on those shows being a lot more, once a month. And then we want to do our pay-per-views starting in February of next year. And those will be outside of the country.
Outside of the country?
Yeah, those will be like, again, we had great talks in Las Vegas, great talks in LA. We're talking to quite a few different casinos, talking to people in Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines. But I definitely see us doing stuff in Vegas, like with or without. Like, yeah, maybe I won't be able to get away with Letway in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
right?
I was gonna say you're gonna be a little bit limited, right? It'll be kind of be like a circus event, or what do you need for? What are the real fights, right? Like the midget fight.
I think the Vegas shows. I think the Vegas shows will be chock more with celebrities doing weird things. You know what I mean? And then we'll do regular fights. Like there'll be some white collar boxing. There's a bunch of rules that you can get away with. Just by the way, like I don't need the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and I fall underneath entertainment laws if there's no striking to the head. So I can do like Shotokan karate, right? I could do sumo wrestling.
Oh,
I can do like, you know what I mean? Like, believe you me, we went down like, there's enough for a whole lot of shows. Plus the fact that I don't know if you know this, but like, I'm really working on the technical side of things because unlike the UFC or larger organizations, I haven't pigeonholed myself to being in stadiums or trying to have a large gate. So like, we want to do a lot of fights live, like, and multiverse them. That's what we're referring to it as. But basically it's simulcasting like they did on like Live Aid in 1985 with Queen singing in England and another person singing in LA and another person singing in Africa. So like, watch out. Like Halloween, I believe we're going to do our first multiverse, and like we will do fights here in Thailand while doing some fights in Las Vegas at the same time. Are you with me?
yeah.
And the audience over there will enjoy the show on the screen over here, and the audience over here will enjoy the screen over there. You'll do like 6 fights over here, 6 fights over there, and you'll go back and forth.
So there'll be a fight circus without you in it.
So I'll be on one side, and somebody else will be taking my place. Another John Nutt, maybe. Make the character go. You know. Right? Get 4 John Nutts hired?
You can't. I don't know how you can't get another John Nutt. They're gonna be able to. They're not gonna be able to sing, bro. Are you guys still rocking Happy Jacks?
Yeah. A lot of Happy Jacks goes on still. Bart and I still play every once in a while, if you're wondering.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be there for the next one. Yeah.
Are you at the house in Nyhorn now?
Like,
Are you in Nyhorn? Are you in Nyhorn?
Yeah. I'm in Nyhorn. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm in Nyhorn. It's vacation. Kids got no school, so we're probably gonna go hit the beach a little bit later.
What about the Jungle Viewpoint?
Doing great.
What do they got going on over there? What's the main attraction there?
Playing cornhole. We play a lot of cornhole there, and Mexican food. A lot of tacos, burritos.
And
really good.
what about the reggae bars and stuff like that? Are they still around, or what happens with the reggae bars for
like who needs them?
Huh? That's what I'm saying.
Who needs them, right?
They must be going crazy right now.
Right across from the jungle is Phuket High. Phuket High is crushed because they got their own farms here, so they're doing everything right. The flavors are everywhere. You know what I mean? The strains are everywhere. When Mary Jane was legalized on like June 9th of 2022, right? There was like 7 dispensaries in Rawai, like in the little town, right? I think there's 259 or 263 because like every bar just pays for the license now, and it's just a commodity, right? It's just like alcohol. So if you're a bar or something else, might as well put it on the shelf, right?
Everybody's catching on, bro. Thailand's gonna be like you've always been right about it. It's gonna finally catch on to being like the hottest spot in the world, huh? You think the economy will? You think the economy is rising over there? Like, is the prices gonna go up and it's gonna become like more second world, like Singapore, Australia, like maybe Malaysia level? You think it'll get to Malaysia level money spending wise?
I think parts of Phuket will. I think parts of Pattaya will. Maybe parts of Hua Hin even. But I don't think they're going to build as fast as those places did. So I don't think we're going to get anything like Penang or Georgetown, Malaysia, even Langkawi. Like I don't think that's happening for a little while. Your expense is going to be like showy. You know what I mean? Like right now, bro, it's funny because Bang Tao is doing great. And of course they're going to do great because the area that they were in was all the people that had like second or third homes, right? Whereas Rawai is like the expats that stay here.
Yeah.
Right? So like the main difference is like in Bang Tao, I hear that like, you go to El Gaucho, people dress up and it's like, what? Like we're on the island. I'm still wearing cargo shorts and t-shirts, right? To Happy Jacks. But apparently there, you see a lot more nice cars on the north side of the island than the south side of the island, right?
Yeah, it's different, right?
Yeah. Different. It's different. There's a civil war coming. Phuket.
Really?
No. Not at all.
How's the soy road? How's the soy Cayenne?
So the soy is like getting back to being strong, and there's like other gyms that are opening up. A lot more tattoo parlors, clearly, a lot more weed shops, like we said.
Oh my gosh.
But like I think Tiger is back to like leading the way and kicking ass and taking names. They've got more of a fat camp than a fight camp, but they just had their tryouts, and I helped out with that. Joseph Henley still is the man. Like you like him, right? Like he's
Henley's a good dude, bro. You never know. Like he's just exactly. He's a solid guy for Thailand, for what we're used to in Thailand. Like he's just a dude. He's just a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he's a little.
Yep, correct. So I mean, Tiger's doing well. You can see that the others, like Unit 27, has like crushed it all through the pandemic, right?
And it's just fitness, which is wild to me. They don't even need the MMA, which is they got like the people with the real money, because fighters don't have. They have fighters, but fighters don't have money. But they got like good clientele.
People have money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an Australian. That's like an Australian place, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But that, like, I mean, it's all good, right? I like how the soy got hurt, but it's not done. It's like Khaosan Road. It's always going to be there, I think.
Yeah.
But it did allow for things to spread out. You do have Temple, right, with Alavo. You do have Bang Tao with the Hickmans and Shield and Woody and all them. You do have I've heard that AKA is doing well in terms of numbers.
Really?
Like maybe not in terms of fighters, but in terms of, again, chubby people. You have Stay. Have you ever heard of Stay?
No.
Stay is this like big lifestyle resort that opened up in Rawai. It's got a really nice restaurant called Fresca that Joey Angeles like helps promote, of course. And they've got Muay Thai that's really nice. They've got obstacle courses. They've got like the whole nine. But I would say that like Stay for me is the first one on the island, probably besides a hotel or two like the Marriott, that really tried to up their game in terms of like the LA Fitness, Equinox. You know Miami. You know how like you have some of those gyms that have like baller saunas, like baller steam rooms that are like eucalyptus steam rooms, and like their cold dips are like real cold dips. You know what I mean? It's not like a blue plastic tub filled with like ice. You know what I mean? Like they're like everything is like
it's like with a tub with like frozen ice that comes out of the chutes machines and stuff.
Yeah. Like this resort Stay has like everything creme de la creme, and just in the nicest environments. Their outside training is in like gardens that are lush, and like their inside trainings are like in beautiful studios. They didn't go regular dude backpacking to Thailand. They went like ballers. Right, my boy Mark Lauren joined there, and I was like, "Why'd you join there?" And he was like, "Because it's the nicest place on the island, and I can afford it." How was Miami Beach doing? Mint, Space.
Space. Oh my gosh. Sure. I don't know, but Space is still around. I think They got a 24-hour strip club. It's called 11. That's like the most popping spot in Miami right now. That's where the after party for Izzy was. UFC Miami was crazy, bro. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Saw live UFC Miami, bro. We were like in the it was sold out. I never seen the Miami Heat, like it was in the Miami where the Miami Heat play. It was crazy, bro. And I got to perform comedy for Stylebender. So
give me the details on that. I want to know more about that.
They come into Miami, and then I meet them. I saw them. They came he came early, so then on Sunday they were doing like a meet and greet. So I saw the boys on Sunday, and then on Tuesday his manager called me and like I'm having lunch, and then Ash hit me up, and Ash was like, "Hey, what's happening, Emilio?" And I'm like, "Yo, what up?" He's like, "Hey, this comedy show you got tonight?" Because I just posted a random picture of myself doing comedy on a Tuesday, you know, like in some random bar. And he's like, "Yo, do we need tickets or something?" I'm like, "Tickets? This is like a bar show, bro. It's like Happy Jacks. You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "We need 30 tickets." And I'm like, 30 tickets? And I'm like, oh, snap. I couldn't even finish my meal, bro. I was trying to like get in the zone and get ready, you know?
Yeah. And then did you call the manager at the bar and like be like, "Yo, you guys need to hook me up with a couple extra $100 because I'm bringing 30 heads in here, including Stylebender."
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. No, I should have exactly. No, I was just like, yo, but I let them know that like, hey, to like set a little section. But honestly, it was just them in there, bro. There was nobody else in the bar, so it would have been like an empty show.
I'm saying the bar must have loved you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure.
You get to perform again there whenever.
Yeah, I got the golden ticket for that show.
For sure. That's great.
Whenever I roll up, you know, but the comedy's been going good. Yo, do you think a comedy club would do good in Patong? Every show, a weekly show, a nightly show?
I do. I still do, yeah. What's crazy is that there's more Russian comedy that's coming up and Indian comedy that's coming up than I'm seeing normal Western comedy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Live Nation bought Bactero in Thailand. And so we have like a lot of bands, you know, like Post Malone's coming here. A lot of bands are coming here. From small, and like we did just have like John Cleese was here for comedy, you know, from Monty Python. So, I mean, it's happening. I know that Luke, again, attends in Bangkok. He goes to like the Bangkok Comedy Club, and there's another place called like the Greenhouse that does open mics. And there's a few different places that do open mics in Bangkok. I think it would do well down here. I just don't think anybody's like taking it by the reins. You know what I mean? I'd love to, but I'd love to. But there's a guy named Tony Edwards who's asked me a bunch. But I'm getting my comedy outlet from FightCircus. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. No, you have a way to perform your art, bro. Because I was thinking about it, like just doing the fighting all over again. You know. Big fish, small pond. How does that one go? Like kind of like rinse and repeat the MMA game, dog. Like, yo, if it's saturated in America, go to Asia.
Yeah, exactly.
Make your own lane. Because I'm thinking, bro, like I have a friend in Asia right now, a comedian from Macau, and he's been traveling Asia. And he asked me already before if he told me he would take me with him and do like Singapore and shit. We can for sure find some like that's my goal now, bro. I'm trying to get like a solid 30 minutes, like a tight 30 minutes. And then when I hit Asia, I want to go do like, because that's one of the reasons why I moved to Bangkok. I don't know if I ever said that when I was with you guys, you know, when I went to Bangkok. But then you know what's fucked up? One night I was going to head out to an open mic, and then I pussied out. I was going to go to open mic in Khao San Road on a Friday, and I pussied out. I didn't go, and then the country got shut down on Sunday night.
Yes.
So...
should have got that done.
We were hanging out in the 9 p.m. curfew. Were you in? Oh no, you were in Phuket. That's right. When I went to Bangkok. Hey, have you spoken to Morgan? Have you seen Morgan? Jim looks good.
Morgan's great. Morgan's more fit than he's like ever been in his life.
Yeah, he's working out and stuff.
Yeah, he's working out. He's teaching classes. He's ice bathing. Like he's doing the ice bath every day as well. He's like treating himself like a triathlete. You know what I mean? He's not getting himself injured. I think he's going to compete. He's competing soon in some sort of masters or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's great. He's wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice. I like Morgan. That's a good dude, man.
BJJ is still like real strong. You know what I mean?
What's that?
Which is
what were you saying?
The BJJ community, like ADCC is doing shows over here. So the BJJ community is like still very, very strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When's the last time you went to Bangkok?
I was up in Bangkok before this break. Like I was up there, 4 days ago for one night, but then I was up there for like 4 days about 3 weeks ago. This trip again, like I did BKB with Norbert, bare knuckle boxing in London, which was awesome. Ran into Cole Smith, fought Ali Muhammad on one of your cards when you fought Ortega's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where was he?
In London at the O2 for like bare knuckle boxing. One of his fighters, Sonny Smith, was in the Road to Thailand show and had a sick fight, a sick win. And we'll be doing the end of the Road to Thailand, the finale for BKB. They're doing that December 2nd here in Phuket.
What did you do at the BKB in London? Were you like commentating or you were just...
I'm like a Megan O'Leary. I'm doing like post-fight commentary. I'm doing a little bit of post-fight interviews. Again, being another guy that has some authority in terms of bare knuckle boxing around the world that more legitimizes shows and things of that nature, experience. So yeah, and that team's good, and like they're having regular shows, they're having regular events. I love going to London. You know what I mean?
Yeah, London's cool, right?
London's great. Going to Europe is great. So September 16th is their next one. And then they got one in late October, and then they're doing the finals of that Road to Thailand here December 2nd. So that's pretty sweet as well.
Hey, bare knuckle, I feel like there's a revolution in bare knuckle. I like talking to bare knuckle fighters in the podcast too. It always is like good chat. You know what I mean? It's like it's like UFC. I feel like it's old school UFC nowadays. Like people look at it like they look at UFC, which is crazy, bro. Because I don't know what's gonna be next. I think bare knuckle MMA is the way. Bare knuckle MMA is the one with no gloves and submissions, bro. That's the purest form.
Gamebred's doing it. Obviously.
I like that one.
That's in Miami, right?
Yes. Yeah. Do you think that it's easier or harder to take a punch bare knuckle? I would say it's more dangerous with the scratches, but is it?
Again, laceration.
I feel like
heavy,
once you break your hands, you're screwed, right?
Yeah.
Like if you could survive the first round, it's gonna be hard to get knocked out. I think. I don't know.
I think some people don't like the sting, but I think if you're a fighter and you're kind of masochistic and you've taken hits before, I honestly, come on now, bro. It's like I think with 8-ounce gloves, you do get rocked more.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
And with fists, you do take cuts more, right? So it depends on in your head whether or not you want to put up with one or put up with the other. But I don't think that again, like you've gotten it. You know what's funny is like you never know, like not to be the guy that has fought 3 bouts in the last 6 months and yet fought 6 people and lost every fight, right? Not to be the only person on the planet that's done that live on video, but I was talking about Rampage hitting hard, bro. Mr. Fight like blasted me in the face, and. I, in all honesty, I mean, not to be a dick, we clearly know that Rampage is a more gangster, hardcore fighter, right? But like for me, when I was going against both of them, Mr. Fight like hit me harder, hit me more awkward, like busted up my nose. You know what I mean? Really busted up my nose. I don't know if it was bare knuckle. Would it be the kind of like similar? You know what I mean? I think I would have rather taken Rampage's shots with a glove, but I would have almost rather taken Mr. Fights with a bare fist. He could have knocked it off my skull and it would have been fine, but blasted me in the nose the way that he did with that big old shiny Fairtex Rage fight gear in the house. You know what I mean? Pumping off the face.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah, man. When's the next FightCircus?
Again, I'll keep going with it. We're going to go September 3rd, and then I know we're going Halloween. In between September 3rd and Halloween, I don't know. We may line up a couple, but we might be like lining up some other things, some more travel shows, some more podcasts, some more that type of stuff.
So you want to do like, man? Well, how do you guys gonna have the fighters? What do you call them? You have the entertainers for multiple shows as the time goes, huh?
We've been talking about it, and I think again, like, I'll be honest with you. This is fun. I'm talking to you, and you're like my friend, right? And if this does anything for your podcast or helps anybody out, like, great. I don't feel like I'm divulging any secrets that anybody's gonna like hurt me for, but I want to start getting guys on board that really are going after it and sign them for like a fight a month, right? And sign them up at like 20,000. I'm not talking ridiculous cash, right? 20,000 baht plus 10,000 baht. That, like, in terms of Patong Stadium and Bangla Stadium, that raises the bar really high. So I want to get guys that do want regular fights of any nature, are willing to go at it, be a part of the show, and then sign them up for like what Tiger Muay Thai does or Phuket Top Team or Bang Tao. Like, give them a year contract. You can train at this gym. You can stay at this bungalow. You fight this many times if you want. And then the larger guys, I won't sign to lengthy contracts, right? The Rampage Jacksons, like what he wants to do, dude, you should, so many fighters are in touch. You know what I mean? So many fighters are in touch, especially dudes that like are on the way out of the UFC and maybe don't know what they're doing. Maybe they just want, again, a trip to Thailand. Like, I can provide that and a good amount of cash for somebody not to get like CTE. And the younger fighters that are on the come up, they haven't made that name yet. Not saying that they need to be the ones that get the CTE, but you feel me, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. For sure.
I could honestly see us working with like Chuck Liddell and Danny Trejo, and you know what I mean, like, and going from that nth to that nth. You know what I mean? I could see myself working with like Joey Chestnut, the competitive eater, right? And I could also see myself working with like Aspen Ladd and having her do a hot dog eating contest against him, making fun of the way that she used to miss weight, right? But like, yo, Rampage is on the next one, most likely, and like we're gonna have people break doors in front of him. Remember when he was on the show and they were just like, he broke the door? Like, we're gonna have other people just break doors, and like he's gonna choose which one is the best door breaker, and that's the dude that you know what I mean? I want to make fun of the industry. I want to be like I haven't really reached out to any of our guys or our network. I reached out to Dan Hooker, actually, but it's like, you know, why wouldn't Tai Tuivasa come on my show and me and him do a beer chugging contest against each other, like 3 rounds?
He would love that. He would love that. Have people been hitting you up after been seeing the videos go viral and stuff like that? They've been like, yo.
Yeah. But I get a lot of Bellator, I get a lot of PFL, I get a lot of those guys that aren't. See, the thing is like, I mean, it's not like it's not a secret. I want the guys who have marketing weight behind them to do stuff and have fun and get paid, but not get hurt, not get it on their record. Like, I can't have Dan Hooker on my card. I understand that. But can I have Dan Hooker and me play beer pong and be in a spicy eating contest against Buakaw and Sanchai? Like, yeah, I can. Like, why not? Because you know, I'm pretty sure Hooker's contract doesn't have in there that he can't be in a spicy eating contest and fried chicken wings and beer, right? I'm basically treating them to a meal. But for me, you know, that's the appearance fee, right? That's getting them on my card. That's getting, you know, so like, you know, I'm sure we'll do weird things with ring girls in the future. I know that we're talking to a whole bunch of them, you know. So we'll see. But like, you know, obviously Tai Tuivasa is like fighting. We have ours September 3rd. You guys are in Australia like September 9th. If I did another one around Halloween and he didn't have a fight, me against Tai Tuivasa, I would crush him. I would dispose of him. He wouldn't be, I mean, you even know it. You're like, oh, but he's the young buck. He does shoeies. Yeah. I drink beer out of skulls.
You think you can beat Tai Tuivasa
in a beer drinking, in any sort of beer
tournament?
In a partying competition?
He's a heavyweight, and he's from Australia. Are you sure about that, John Nutt?
It's time in the game, Emilio. It's the time in the game that I've spent. It's the repetition. It's the fact that I've had gout and he hasn't. It's the fact that I can once again know that my fatty liver can upstand anything that he comes at me. Shoey, cup, ping pong, I don't care. That guy, Dunzo. Mark my words. Tuivasa, I would crush you in anything related to partying.
I don't think you can hang with the heavyweight from Australia, man. I don't know.
Aussie. No. You know, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't know. Again, I think in the future, you know, there are certain ones that we're just discussing with. I think Tyson Fury, again, he had a blast. He wants back on. I think the things that we're going to be able to do with these guys are going to be, because remember, man, I'm going like full. The people that are behind me are allowing me like all the bells and whistles. This musical is literally going to have a dude swinging from the rafters singing Rocket Man by Elton John, but I'm a running man. I'm the running man, right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to give it all away, but, you know,
yeah.
Right? We've got Enter Sandman coming. I'm off to see the running man. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Right?
When do you want to do the musical? That's not in September, right?
September 3rd. That's the musical, bro.
Oh, what? I can't
Yeah, we were at the Junkyard.
I don't have time to go to the musical.
No, you should come here for September 3rd and then take the trip from here to Australia. Because that's the faster trip.
That's exactly what I was already thinking of.
You can even be in my fight circus if you want. We need another person for foot in the tire. Boxing. Just saying. I can help out with some of those funds. If you wanted to come on board. And there's four men, foot in the tire, right? No pushing. Last man out gets the lead. You know, so it's like 5, 10, 15, 20. Person who loses gets 5, 10, 15, 20. You win that bad boy, that's your plane ticket, homie. See what I just did?
I gotta get on board. I'm fighting Full Metal Dojo to go to Australia.
Right?
That's the goal, man. Oh, so good. Yo, John Nutt, you've been crushing it, man. I'm so proud of you, dog. I really am, man. You guys been rocking and rolling, man. You didn't take no for an answer, bro. They tried to shut you down. You were like, nah, we're gonna make a new show. We can't do fights. He said we can't do real fights. We're gonna throw fake fights. We're gonna do freak fights. I've always wanted to do this anyways.
Yep.
My favorite out of all your ideas, the Siamese, Sloppy Balboa, that was a classic. You fighting the two guys dressed like an announcer, but the best one ever. This is probably only Thailand people would probably feel it, but the Grab versus Food Panda.
Yes.
That was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, bro. And those guys and the winners
on his bike.
The winners. Did the guy get on his brand new bike and drive away? He drove. That was the greatest scene I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Yeah. I'm so happy about the prizes that are coming up. Like, we're definitely giving away a jar of coins on the next Fight Circus. Get ready, because somebody's winning the jar of coins from my kitchen that I put all my random loose change in. This is coming your way. So when it comes to prize fighting, you know, some people go after the millions of dollars. Some people go after what the real prize is: honor, integrity, and winningness.
Are those 10 bots? You know how much? You know how much?
10 bots. It's just 10 botskis.
I remember one time JP took his thing to go get changed, and it was a big time. It was big. Those bot ones, those 10 botters are big.
Huge.
Oh, I love it. Yo, John Nutt, my man, that was a great chat, my brother. I really appreciate the time. Back on the Honey Badger Hour for the second time. When I come back, we got to do it in the flesh again. I'm trying to recruit JP and get him to move to America and be my full-time producer, and so we can attack the world and become the fastest-growing podcast in the world. But I'm trying to convince him, bro.
Well, again, JP's living the dream. I think he's living the dream still.
He's got to figure it out. I'm out here trying to sell him on the American dream when he can see my gray hairs coming out by the second I got. As soon as I got here, I just got 32 more gray hairs, bro. It's crazy.
32 more grays. When they come on your balls, that's when you really need to do something about it.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. We're packing it in. All right, Big John.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate my brother. Appreciate the time. I'll let you know we're going to edit this puppy up, all right?
You got it, brother.
Honey Badger Hour. We're out.
Big up, big up, big up. Honey Badger Hour by day. Honey Badger Hour by night.
All day.
All day, all night, Honey Badger.
Oh, we should have talked about that. It pissed me off. You saw that boxing match? God damn.